Hey Cancer, come sit down with me because I need to talk to you about something that has been absolutely weighing on your mind lately. I know you have been replaying certain moments over and over, wondering what went wrong, why someone suddenly pulled back when everything seemed to be going so well. And today, the cards are going to show us exactly what happened behind the scenes and, more importantly, what is shifting right now in this very moment. So I just pulled the first card for you, and it is the Eight of Wands. And honestly, Cancer, when I see this card, I immediately understand that whatever happened between you and this person, it was fast. This was not a slow fade out. This was someone who was communicating with you regularly, maybe texting you constantly, making plans, showing genuine interest, and then suddenly they just stopped. The Eight of Wands is all about swift movement and rapid communication. So this tells me that in the beginning, this connection was moving at lightning speed. You probably felt like you finally found someone who matched your energy, someone who is just as excited about building something with you as you were with them. And then out of nowhere, that same speed that brought them closer to you took them away from you just as quickly. What I want you to understand about the Eight of Wands is that it represents a kind of energy that is hard to control. Think about it, like arrows flying through the air. Once they are released, they just go. There is no stopping them mid-flight. So this person came into your life with this intense, fast-moving energy, and you probably got caught up in it. You started imagining a future with them. You started letting your guard down because their consistency made you feel safe. But here's the thing about the Eight of Wands energy. It can be just as quick to leave as it was to arrive. This does not necessarily mean this person was playing games with you or that their feelings were not real. What it means is that they themselves got overwhelmed by how fast things were moving. They might have looked around one day and realized they were in deeper than they intended to be, and that scared them. I also want to point out something really important here. The Eight of Wands shows up when there's a lack of obstacles, when the path is clear and things are just flowing naturally. So in the beginning, there were no real challenges between you two. Everything felt easy and effortless. But sometimes when things move too smoothly too fast, people do not have time to process their own feelings. They get swept up in the momentum without really checking in with themselves about whether they are truly ready for what is developing. And I think that is exactly what happened here. This person was so caught up in the excitement of your connection that they did not stop to ask themselves if they were actually prepared for something real with you. Now let me pull the next card because I want to see what was really going on beneath the surface for this person. And I got the Four of Pentacles. Oh, Cancer. This is so revealing. The Four of Pentacles is about holding on tightly to what you have, being protective of your resources, your energy, your emotional space. This person pulled back because they were afraid of losing control. When I look at this card, I see someone who has been hurt before. Someone who has learned to protect themselves by keeping people at a certain distance. And when things started moving fast with you, when they started catching real feelings, their first instinct was to pull back and protect themselves. The Four of Pentacles shows someone sitting on a throne, holding onto their pentacles tightly, with one under their feet, two in their hands, and one on their head. They are literally surrounded by their security, but they are also trapped by it. They cannot move freely because they are too busy holding on to everything. And this is exactly what happened with this person. They reached a point where they had to choose between continuing to move forward with you, which would require them to be vulnerable and open, or pulling back to maintain their sense of control and security. And unfortunately, they chose the latter. What really gets me about this card in your reading is that it shows this person was not pulling back because they did not care about you. They pulled back because they cared too much and they were terrified of what that meant. The Four of Pentacles often appears when someone has scarcity mindset, when they believe that if they give too much of themselves, they will have nothing left. This person probably has a history of giving their all to someone only to end up hurt and depleted. So when they felt themselves falling for you, all those old wounds came rushing back, and they put up walls to protect themselves from potentially experiencing that pain again. I need to pull another card because I want to understand what specific fear or block was really driving this behavior. And the card that came out is the Ace of Swords. Now this is interesting because the Ace of Swords represents a moment of clarity, a breakthrough in thinking, a new perspective. So what this tells me is that this person had a sudden realization, or maybe they received some information that made them see your connection differently. The Ace of Swords is about mental clarity cutting through confusion, but it can also represent overthinking and analyzing something to death. I think what happened here is that this person started questioning everything. Maybe they started asking themselves if they were ready for a relationship, if you were really the right person for them, if they could trust their feelings. The Ace of Swords energy can be really harsh. because it cuts away all the emotional fluff and forces you to look at things logically. And sometimes when people do that, when they try to rationalize matters of the heart, they talk themselves out of something good because they are looking for problems that might not even exist yet. This card also suggests that this person might have gotten some outside input that influenced their decision to pull back. Maybe a friend or family member said something that planted a seed of doubt in their mind. Or maybe they had a conversation with an ex that stirred up old feelings or old fears. The Ace of Swords is about communication and new information. So something was said or something clicked in their mind that made them second-guess your connection. And instead of talking to you about it, instead of communicating their concerns and working through them together, they just withdrew. What I want you to understand, Cancer, is that this was not about you not being enough. This was about this person not being in the right mental or emotional space to receive what you were offering. The Ace of Swords can be a blessing because it brings clarity, but it can also be a curse when that clarity is clouded by fear and past trauma. This person convinced themselves that pulling back was the smart, logical thing to do, but they did not factor in the emotional reality of your connection. Let me see what is happening on your end because I know this has affected you deeply. And I pulled the Magician. Cancer, do you see what this means? The Magician is you right now. This card represents manifestation, taking control of your reality, having all the tools and resources you need to create what you want in life. After everything you have been through with this person, after all the confusion and hurt, you are stepping into your power. You are realizing that you do not need someone else to validate your worth or to complete you. You have everything you need within yourself. The Magician stands at his altar with the symbols of all four suits in front of him, representing all four elements. He has one hand pointing to the sky and one pointing to the earth, showing that he is a channel between the spiritual and physical realms. What this tells me is that you are learning to bridge the gap between what you desire and what you can actually create in your life. You are no longer sitting around waiting for this person to come back or to make up their mind about you. You are taking your power back and focusing on your own growth and your own path. Forward. This card is so powerful for you right now because it shows that you are entering a phase where you are becoming very intentional about what you want and who you allow into your life. The Magician does not waste time on people who are not ready or willing to match his energy. He knows his value, and he only engages with opportunities and connections that align with his highest good. And that is exactly where you are heading. Cancer, you are done accepting breadcrumbs. You are done making excuses for people who cannot show up for you consistently. You are ready to manifest a connection that is real, stable, and reciprocal. I also want to point out that the Magician can indicate that you are going to be doing some manifesting work soon, if you are not already. Maybe you are getting clear on what you actually want in a partner, what kind of relationship you want to create, what your non-negotiables are, and the universe is absolutely supporting you in this. When the Magician appears, it is a sign that you have the cosmic green light to go after what you want. Your manifestations are going to come through quickly and powerfully as long as you stay focused and intentional. Now, let me see what is shifting in this situation because I can feel there is a major energetic change happening. And the card I got is the Ten of Swords. I know this card looks intense and maybe even scary, but hear me out because this is actually really good news for you. The Ten of Swords represents an ending, a final closure, the death of a painful cycle. Those 10 swords in the back show that this situation has run its course. There is no more pain to be experienced here. You have felt everything there is to feel about this person pulling back. You have gone through the confusion, the hurt, the self-doubt, the anger, all of it. And now it is done. What the Ten of Swords tells me is that you are releasing this person and this situation on a deep level. Even if part of you still cares about them or wonders what could have been, your soul is ready to move on. This card marks the absolute rock bottom of a situation, which means the only direction from here is up. You have been through the worst of it, and now you are ready to rise from the ashes and start fresh. The Ten of Swords also indicates that you are gaining a lot of clarity about what happened and why it happened. You are no longer making excuses for this person or blaming yourself for their inability to show up. You are seeing the situation for what it truly was, which is someone who was not ready for what you were offering. And that has nothing to do with your worth or your value. This clarity is so important because it is what allows you to truly let go and move forward without carrying this baggage into your next connection. I want to pull another card to see what is coming in for you now that you are releasing this old energy. And I got the Five of Pentacles. Now, before you panic, let me explain what this card is showing me in the context of your reading. The Five of Pentacles traditionally represents hardship, feeling left out in the cold, experiencing lack or struggle. But in your situation, I think this card is showing the aftermath of what happened. This person pulling back left you feeling a bit depleted emotionally. You might have questioned your judgment, wondered if you did something wrong, felt like you were not enough. The Five of Pentacles shows two figures walking through the snow past a church window. And they do not even realize that warmth and help are right there if they would just look up and go inside. What this tells me is that during this difficult time, you might have isolated yourself a bit. You might have pulled back from other people or from opportunities because you were nursing your wounds. But this card is appearing now to remind you that support and abundance are available to you. You do not have to walk through this alone. There are people in your life who care about you and want to help you heal. There are opportunities for love and connection that you might not be seeing right now because you are still focused on what you lost rather than what is available to you. The Five of Pentacles is also asking you to check in with your sense of have you been feeling unworthy of love because this person pulled back? Have you been telling yourself that you are somehow deficient or lacking? Because I need you to understand that this person's inability to commit to you says nothing about your value. You are not the Five of Pentacles. You are not struggling or lacking. You are simply in a transition period. And on the other side of this, there is so much abundance waiting for you. Let me pull the next card because I want to see what you need to focus on moving forward. And I got the Three of Pentacles. Oh, Cancer, this is beautiful. The Three of Pentacles is about collaboration, building something solid and lasting, mastery of your craft. This card is telling you that your focus right now should be on building your life in a way that feels authentic and fulfilling to you. This could be focusing on your career, your creative projects, your personal growth, your friendships, whatever lights you up and makes you feel alive. The Three of Pentacles shows three figures working together to build a cathedral. Each person brings their own unique skills and expertise to the project, and together they create something magnificent. What this tells me is that you are entering a phase where collaboration and community are going to be really important for you. This could mean working closely with others on projects that excite you, or it could mean building a stronger support system of friends and family who truly see and appreciate you. This card also suggests that someone might be entering your life soon who recognizes your value and your talents. This could be in a professional context, or it could be someone who becomes a romantic interest. But what is different about this person compared to the one who pulled back is that they are going to be ready and willing to build something real with you. They are going to appreciate what you bring to the table, and they are going to show up consistently and do their part to create something beautiful together. The Three of Pentacles is also reminding you that good things take time to build. You cannot rush the construction of a cathedral, and you cannot rush the development of a truly solid connection with someone. This person who pulled back wanted the instant gratification of the connection without putting in the work to build a real foundation. But you are learning that you want something different. You want someone who is willing to show up day after day and put in the effort to create something lasting with you. Now let me see what is happening with this person who pulled back, because I know you are curious about whether they are realizing what they lost. And the card I pulled is the Three of Cups. This is fascinating because the Three of Cups is all about celebration, friendship, community, emotional fulfillment. What this tells me is that this person is trying to fill the void you left by surrounding themselves with other people. They are going out more, being social, trying to distract themselves from their feelings about you. On the surface, they might seem like they are doing fine, like they have moved on and they are happy. But the Three of Cups in this position tells me that they are using these social connections as a band rather than actually processing what happened. Between you two, the Three of Cups can also indicate that this person is getting a lot of input from their friends right now. Their friends might be telling them they did the right thing by pulling back, or they might be encouraging them to date other people or to just focus on having fun. And this person is listening to that advice because it is easier than facing their real feelings about you. But here is what I am picking up. Cancer. All of this surface level fun and distraction is not filling the void. Deep down, this person knows that what they had with you was different, was special, but they are not ready to admit that yet, even to themselves. The Three of Cups is also showing me that there might be a third-party situation here. Not necessarily someone they're seeing romantically, but someone whose opinion or presence influenced their decision to pull back. This could be an ex who is still in the picture, a friend who is jealous of your connection, or even a family member who has a lot of sway over their decisions. Whoever this person is, they played a role in this person choosing to retreat from your connection. Let me pull one more card about this person because I want to see if they are going to reach out or try to come back. And I got the Fool. Well, Cancer, This is very telling. The Fool represents new beginnings, taking a leap of faith, starting fresh without knowing exactly where you are going. What this tells me is that this person is going to have a moment where they realize they need to take a risk and reach out to you. The Fool is all about stepping into the unknown. And for this person, reaching back out to you after pulling away is going to feel like a huge risk. The Fool energy is optimistic and hopeful, but also a bit naive. This person might come back thinking they can just pick up where you left off, not fully grasping how much their pulling back hurt you or changed the dynamic between you. They might reach out with a casual message, testing the waters, hoping you will just welcome them back with open arms. But here is what you need to remember, Cancer. Just because a Fool shows up does not mean you have to say yes to their return. The Fool can represent a fresh start, but it can also represent someone who is not fully thinking through the consequences of their actions. What I am picking up is that when this person does reach out, they are going to be coming from a place of wanting to start over, wanting to try again. But they might not have done the inner work necessary to show up differently than they did before. The Fool is the first card in the tarot, which means it represents someone who is at the beginning of their journey, someone who still has a lot to learn. And this person still has a lot to learn about themselves, about relationships, about what it takes to truly commit to someone. So when they come back, and I do think they will, you need to ask yourself if you are willing to teach them those lessons. Are you willing to be patient with someone who is still figuring themselves out? Or do you want someone who has already done that work and is ready to meet you where you are? Only you can answer that question, but I want you to be really honest with yourself about it. Now let me pull a final card to see what the overall outcome is going to be for you moving forward. And the card I got is the Ten of Pentacles. Cancer. This is incredible. The Ten of Pentacles is the card of ultimate fulfillment, legacy, long-term success, and generational wealth. This card is telling me that regardless of what happens with this person who pulled back, you are heading towards complete abundance in all areas of your life. The Ten of Pentacles shows a family gathered together with a sense of security and prosperity. This is not just about romantic love. This is about building a life that feels rich and fulfilling on every level. This could manifest as finally finding your dream home, achieving major success in your career, building wealth and financial security, or creating deep, lasting connections with people who truly value you, whatever form it takes. This card promises that you are moving towards a place of deep contentment and stability. In terms of love, the Ten of Pentacles indicates that you are going to find or create a connection that has serious long-term potential. This is not going to be another situationship or someone who cannot make up their mind about you. This is going to be someone who is ready to build a real future with you, someone who sees you as a long-term partner and wants to create something lasting together. This could be with the person who pulled back if they do the necessary work and show up differently. But honestly, Cancer, I think this energy is pointing to someone new, someone who is more aligned with where you are and where you are going. The Ten of Pentacles is also telling you that your family and your roots are going to be really important moving forward. You might find yourself spending more time with family, or you might be creating your own sense of family with friends who feel like chosen family. There is a strong emphasis on building traditions, creating stability, and planting roots in a way that feels really good to you. What I love most about the Ten of Pentacles showing up as your final outcome is that it proves this painful situation with this person pulling back was actually redirecting you towards something so much better. If they had not pulled back, you might have stayed stuck in a connection that was not truly aligned with your highest good. But because they showed you who they are and what they are capable of right now, you get to free yourself up for something that is actually meant for you. So, Cancer, here's what I want you to take away from this reading. This person pulled back because they were scared, because they were not ready, because they had their own blocks and fears that had nothing to do with you. The Eight of Wands showed us how fast things were moving, and the Four of Pentacles revealed their fear of losing control. The Ace of Swords showed that mental clarity or outside influence that made them second-guess everything. But you, Cancer, you are the magician now. You are taking your power back and focusing on manifesting what you truly deserve. The Ten of Swords confirmed that this painful chapter is coming to a close. And the Five of Pentacles reminded you not to isolate yourself during this healing process. The Three of Pentacles showed you where to focus your energy, which is on building something solid and meaningful in your life. And yes, the Fool suggests this person might come back trying to start fresh. But the Three of Cups revealed they are still in distraction mode, not quite ready to do the real work. But here is the beautiful part. The Ten of Pentacles is waiting for you. Complete fulfillment, lasting love, deep security, all of it is coming your way. You do not need to chase anyone or convince anyone of your worth. You just need to keep focusing on yourself, keep building your life in a way that feels authentic and aligned, and trust that the right person will show up ready to build that Ten of Pentacles future with you. If you have been feeling this energy or if this reading resonated with you, I would love to hear about it. Drop a comment and let me know what is happening in your world. And remember, you are so much more powerful than you realize. Cancer, this situation might have knocked you down for a moment, but you are rising stronger and clearer than ever before. Trust the process and trust that everything is working out exactly as it should for your highest good.